Bola Ahmed Tinubu met a single unit of that ban A 60 to 70 naira, and today Nigerians are buying a single unit from ban A over 200 naira. We have seen the reform policy in food security, and today's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met Nigerians buying a bag of rice at the rate of 30 to 35,000 naira, but today a bag of rice in Nigeria is over 100,000 naira. We cannot be consuming the goods and services while Lagos will be benefiting from the BTA. We are saying that Nigerians will vehemently reject any attempt to increase communication tariff. We are going to use anything humanly possible within the ambit of law to reject it, to fight it until the normalization has come back to this country. We reject the increase of BAT. We vehemently reject the increase of BAT, and we call on the federal government even to take the VAT back to 3%, because Nigerians are not even seeing the benefit of the increase of taxes or collecting taxes in Nigeria. Today, presidency cannot account what they have done with the removal of subsidy fuel money. Where are they? What have they done with them? What Nigerians have benefited from removing the fuel subsidy and all other subsidies that are removed in this country? Nigerians cannot attest to it. There is no any infrastructure that is allocated to that. There is no any development people here, so that at least we will know the views of other groups and our affiliate group on the tax reform bill. You see, what we are seeing is that there are so many reforms that this administration brought, and we have gone through this tax reform bill chapter by chapter, page by page. We have scrutinized it, and we have seen what the content of the reform bill. You see, the petroleum industry bill, which I believe that it is more important to Nigeria and Nigerians than this tax reform bill, almost took over 10 years in the National Assembly before it becomes a law. Suddenly the federal government is rushing. Suddenly the federal government developed a much personal interest on the tax reform bill. We have extracted the tax reform bills, and we have realized that there is not even clear definition of terms in that reform bill. If they say derivation at what point? If you are talking of derivation at the consumption point, do we have the actual data what Nigerians are consuming from various states? We don't have. If you are talking about derivation at the headquarters of the company, that means Nigerians will be worshipping Lagos. This is what we are talking about. I refer you to section 3, subsection 3, section 7, subsection 6, section 8, subsection 2, section 23, 28, 118, and 141. That is the supremacy clause of the Constitution. Even if I refer you to the derivation formula, that is section 77, that is talking about the distribution of the derivation point. If you are talking about section 59, that is talking about the funding of NIDA, NASENI, and TED Fund, which I believe that all of you knows the contribution of this agency to Nigerian development. Especially, particularly, I'm talking about TED Fund. TED Fund is funded now by 3%. By next year, it will be funded by 5%. In the next 2019, TED Fund will be funded by 50%. In the 2030, they will seize the funding of TED Fund, which automatically is telling you that the infrastructure development, the research activities, and even the training and the on-training of the lecturers at the university will not go well. So this is what we are saying, that democracy, the basic principle of democracy is consultation. We urge the federal government and the National Assembly to halt the deliberation on the bill, to go back to the grassroots and consult Nigerians until all the terms are clearly defined, until all the ambiguities are clearly defined, and until the policy become a popular policy rather than stay an unpopular policy. The administration has brought so many policies in this country. We have seen the reform of policy in petroleum sector, and today Nigerians are buying petrol at the cost of over 1,000 naira. We have seen the reform in the electricity sector, and today the ban A we are talking about, they cannot even enjoy that 20 hours of electricity, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met a single unit of that ban A 60 to 70 naira, and today Nigerians are buying a single unit from ban A over 200 naira. We have seen the reform policy in food security, and today's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met Nigerians buying a bag of rice at the rate of 30 to 35,000 naira, but today a bag of rice in Nigeria is over 100,000 naira. We have seen the reform in the aviation sector, and today a ticket applied from Lagos to Abuja, Abuja to Lagos, Kano, Maiduguri, and other places, you will assume that you are even a international ticket. We have seen the reform in the education sector, and many students cannot even afford to go and pay school fees. Go to unity colleges, go to federal colleges, students cannot even afford to pay that fees. We have seen the reforms. We have seen the reform in forex exchange, and today dollar is skyrocketing between 1,700, 1,600, and 1,500 naira. Naira is no longer appreciating over dollar, and dollar is always appreciating over naira. The government is disastrous. The government is catastrophic. The government is bringing more harms and good to the society. Nigerians are no longer enjoying the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me say it categorically clearly. We are even requesting that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should take this country back to where he met it before. Even if we believe that Buhari has done nothing to the country, but those days of Buhari are even better than days of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today. Nigerians are suffering. The empirical evidence of suffering of Nigerians cannot be undermined by any Nigerian. Not only Nigerians, but the whole world knows that Nigerians are suffering. Go to the inflation rate. Today, inflation rate, we are talking about almost 34.something% of inflation rate. Put inflation, we are talking almost about 40% in Nigeria. And the government is comfortable with that. The leaders are comfortable with that. Nobody is saying anything. And we think that we can hold our arms without saying anything. Enough is enough. Nigerians cannot take it. Nigerians will reject vehemently any policy that is detrimental to Nigerians. We cannot take it. And recently, 2 to 3 days ago, we are talking about the increase in tariff of communication companies. See how the government are, in fact, they are inhuman. They are inhuman. They are not even the way the Nigerians are moving. They are talking about even increase in tariff of communications. How will you think that Nigerians can afford to any communication now? Therefore, in conclusion, we are saying it categorically clearly that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has any veil or reform that he wants to do in this sector, we call on him firstly that all land borders in this country must be opened. We cannot allow Lagos to be enjoying 70 to 80% of importation in this country. All communication companies, all headquarters of any company in Nigeria that is situated in Lagos should be taken back to Abuja so that at least Nigerians will enjoy the same derivation with any other state in the country. Because we cannot be consuming the goods and services while Lagos will be benefiting from the BTA. We are saying that Nigerians will vehemently reject any attempt to increase communication tariff. We are going to use anything humanly possible within the ambit of law to reject it, to fight it until the normalization has come back to this country. We reject the increase of BAT. We vehemently reject the increase of BAT, and we call on the federal government even to take the VAT back to 3% because Nigerians are not even seeing the benefit of the increase of taxes or collecting taxes in Nigeria. Today, presidency cannot account what they have done with the removal of subsidy fuel money. Where are they? What have they done with them? What the Nigerians have benefited from removing the fuel subsidy and all other subsidies that are removed in this country? Nigerians cannot attest to it. There is no any infrastructure that is allocated to that. There is no any development that is situated to that increase. Even before the end of the meeting, the audience are rejecting the bill in its current form. We rejected it in its current form. We call for a wider consultation because we believe that democracy is all about consultations. The position of CNG, that it's not the position of CNG. We have over 300 groups here, youth, women, business organization, and other stakeholders. We are rejecting the bill in totality in its current form. We are calling for a wider consultations. People need to be consulted so that the bill will live or will become a popular policy rather than its current condition of unpopular policy that Nigerians are not happy with it. We are telling the government that Nigerians are suffering. The government should do anything humanly possible to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. Food items are skyrocketing. Services are skyrocketing in Nigeria. Nobody is enjoying the country and nobody is enjoying the administration. All the subsidies that the federal government remove in any sector should be brought back to Nigerians. Taxes should be reduced. BAT should be reduced to 3%. All land borders must be opened. All policies that will alleviate sufferings in Nigeria should be aided and persuaded with immediate effect. All policies that are detrimental to the living conditions of Nigerians should be rejected. The National Assembly should see to it that at least they have supported the policies that are detrimental to the consequences of Nigerians.
Isn't sufficient sensitization to citizens to get them to understand the import of this reform. The citizens that are going to pay are clear about how long it will take for them to begin to see the impact of the reform when it is implemented. And it is also very clear so many things have been done, in the closet, and therefore people are now questioning why it should not be an open issue like it had been done in the past, so that concerns of citizens can be harnessed and be taken into, so that they are mainstream into this reform in order to make the implementation very, very fair, justifiable, and people that are bringing out this money do so in a manner that they are convinced